see your picture come up on here, that's whenever you guys are going to be live to people. So I'm muting now in 5, 4, 3.
Hello everyone.
Hey.
Hello, I'm Cameron. You've probably seen me here a number of times. But the game is out now, which is cool.
Yep.
And I have a special guest with me who is an awesome designer on the
thanks.
game. No worries. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Francois Chaput, and I was one of the level designers on Dragon Age Inquisition.
Indeed. So, now that the game's out and we can be a little bit freer with what we show and what we talk about, we've sort of wanted to go through and give you guys a bit of the behind-the-scenes look at some of the areas that we've been making in the game. And you may have played these parts, or you may not, so there may be some spoilers in there. So just be aware of that. So before we get started today, I wanted to give everyone a quick update on the patches. So we've got a patch in the works. We're going through the final stages of testing it, so it's across all the 5 platforms. And we've already started working on the following patch as well. So QA is busy working on patch 2, and the team is busy working on patch 3. So there's a number of improvements, bug fixes, glitches across all the different platforms. So expect full patch notes when that gets released. So with that, we should jump into the game. I'm playing on PS4 today. This is actually my PS4 and my save, which I've been playing for the weekend, which is kind of cool. And I was just saying to Francois before, this is probably the first time I've made a game where I've actually gone and played it as a player straight away. Normally when you spend years on these games, that's it. You're just like,
need some time.
Screw this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Take a break.
Exactly. But this time I've been enjoying it a hell of a lot. So.
Oh yeah, it's great.
And now I'm trying to make Ironball take a bath, but he won't come in. Come on, join me, man. Smell. Although Freddy, if you're watching, you don't smell. It's just your character. All right. So we're in a Western Approach, which is this big desert area. I've been exploring a little bit. I've captured the keep in this area, and I found a dragon researcher who's trying to, observe a high dragon in this area. And I've gone through a number of quests with this character so I can lure the dragon out. And right now I need to go and get a book. So if I go into my journal, which has quests for everything in here. So if you're not using the journal, you should, because a lot of people do just use the quest map, but the journal is obviously where all the information is. So a manuscript of some authority. Awesome. Most creative name ever. So,
fantasy names.
Exactly right. So I just want to check my potions before I do this. So I've got Jar of Bees, of course, everyone's favourite.
Yep.
I've got Dorian with me as well. What have I got? Lyrium potions, maybe. Replenish all of those. That'll do. Alright, let's go. So we're going to go to a dungeon today, specifically the Still Ruins, where this manuscript is located, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. And you designed this dungeon as well?
I did, yes I did.
In fact, did you design most of this area? The Western Approach?
No, I touched a little bit of the Western Approach. If we go towards the keep, I did some work in there, and then this dungeon is another dungeon later on I got to work on as well.
Okay. Yeah, one of the interesting things in this area is, particularly in this specific area of the Western Approach, so I'm going to bring up my map, and see I'm kind of like, around the sort of starting camp area, this is where I'm going. But I've been all over the place, and the dragon guy is up here, I believe, somewhere there. But anyway, this particular area has a lot of these sort of little ladders and platforms and stuff like that, so it's kind of interesting.
It's great for exploration.
Yeah, it's really cool. Don't hurt the little thing. Now, before we started, I called that little fox thing a Fenris, and then realised Fenris is a character from Dragon Age 2.
Yep.
I should know that, but whatever.
Well, thematically it works, right? Because he's being hunted. Or I guess now he's hunting the slavers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was people after him as well, right? I think, yeah. So I'm playing as a mage knight enchanter, which is a lot of fun.
You got the ability where you use that, I forget what it's called, but it's basically lightsaber.
I haven't upgraded my Spirit Blade yet.
Okay.
but I didn't know how worthwhile it would be. Like,
Sounds amazing.
yeah,
It really sounds amazing.
I did enjoy the quest to like the specialization quest, like crafting the hilt.
Yeah.
Very much lightsaber esque
exactly.
kind of thing. It actually reminded me of KOTOR. Okay. Every time I come down here, there is a bloody spider that comes out of this cave up here. I hate spiders. Anyway,
You're not alone in that. Man.
Yeah. So this is the Still Ruins. There was a couple of Tevinter here initially, which I slaughtered.
Yeah, it looks a little cleared out.
Yeah. But I haven't broken through this barrier, so these barriers are kind of cool because they're sort of like, you need to damage them with different abilities, or different elemental attacks. But
yeah.
Now, Cam, for people who are completely new to RPGs, we have someone wondering what class and race combo you would recommend for someone new to Dragon Age entirely and RPGs.
It really depends on what sort of fantasy fulfillment you want, right? Like, that's the great thing about a game like Dragon Age, where you can be who you want to be. You can create a character to either represent yourself, as much as you can, or someone completely different. So, I'm playing human male, obviously mage, but there's dwarves and elves and Canari. So I think if you're looking for like a, I don't know, maybe like a really tough kind of character, the Canari, the big horned race, sort of generally speaks to that kind of a warrior.
Giants, right?
Yeah, exactly. They're pretty badass. Like if you look at Iron Bull here, I mean, he's this massive badass warrior guy with a eye patch and MC Hammer pants. Okay.
Personally, I think if you get to play as so my recommendation for the easiest class, but it's also a lot of fun, is that if you play a sword and shield warrior, they got a great ability that is just shield wall.
Yeah.
And basically, whenever you take hits with the shield wall up, it builds up guard, and I think that will make it a lot more approachable or accessible for a lot of players.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's an early ability. I think you even start with it.
Yeah, exactly. In fact, I've crafted some armor for my mage, which has, using one of the mastercraft items. You can see that yellow one there, which I had. Oh, hang on. Yeah. So on hit, I gain 5 guard. So I'm kind of like blasting through a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
which is cool.
That's actually really great. I should build that.
Yeah. All right, into the dungeon. So what's the sort of backstory of the Still Ruins?
Man. So we got to write some pretty great stuff here. Working with the writers, we came up with the backstory that if we go way back to the Tevinter Imperium, they were doing all sorts of blood magic research, and in this one particular area, they were trying to harness the Fade, because we all know that the Tevinters had gone into the Fade, and that's what created the Blights and all that. So they were trying to do another experiment here, and they had a failsafe, and because they knew it was potentially dangerous. So they opened up this hole into the Fade, and all these demons came out, and then their failsafe was to start this other spell that would stop time and basically contain this.
Okay.
So that this breach didn't spill out into the rest of the world.
Okay. And there's some live Tevinter, or Venatori, which is one of the cults of Tevinter in here. So there's a common theme in the Western approach, and even across the whole game, where the Venatori are looking for artifacts of power and things like that. Exactly. So they're kind of like, almost like grave robbers, I guess, in a sense.
Yeah, or like in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, right?
Yeah, the Nazis.
Exactly.
You're saying that Venatori are Nazis?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they are looking for artifacts.
Yeah.
But so anyway, so they've heard that of the backstory of this area, and they're coming out to see if they could harness that spell or whatever.
Yeah, that's cool. So you can see these frozen, I guess, Venatori or Tevinter, and then the demons that are coming through.
Yeah, locked in combat.
Yeah, exactly. The roof's kind of collapsing in and frozen in time, which is really neat. So this is actually a really great area to capture screenshots. So because of stuff like this, it's so well posed.
Yeah.
You go, yeah. Let's have a look. Oops. Yeah, now I'm in combat. high level for this area, but we'll see.
What level are you?
I think I'm level 14.
14? Oh, you're right in the sweet spot. It was designed for 12 to 15 then.
Cool. There's always chests and interesting things to loot in here, but okay, so we've got frozen time going on. Let's jump up here and have a look what's going on. There's one of the rifts.
You're shitting me. You're sure these demons aren't moving?
I love Paul.
Oh man, he's great.
Frozen. I don't think this was the Venatori.
No. I'd say some ancient Tevinter decided to alter time. I'm surprised it didn't go better.
Oh, Dorian. Okay. Should we go ground? That poor guy.
Yeah, he was one of my favorite ones to place, just in the air like that. I had a couple people say they found him, and they're like, "Oh
Yeah.
man, so cool."
Okay, so locked door. I'm not sure whether this is a Mastercraft one. I have got.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I got the perk for to allow my rogues to unlock the.
What is it? Fine tools, deft hands, or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah. I've got Barrack here with me.
Very nice.
All of silence.
This is one of my favorite things to add in the game was when we knew we'd have one of those master lock doors, or that's what we called them in Dev, anyways, master lock doors. But the ones that you need fine tools, deft hands. Is we get to put these nice exploration areas. And basically, anytime we know that we could reward the player for exploration, it's always just a really great feeling, right? And we just put as much loot as we can, some good loot.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, and that's definitely a major theme of the game, right? Is that sort of discovery of things and exploring this sort of big world. So this is cool. This is Tevinter banner. So this is a banner which I can now use in Skyhold to hang particular, like the Tevinter, I guess, logo.
Yeah. Kind of their symbol, which I think is like 3 intertwined snakes.
Yeah, yeah. I do love Tevinter. Oh, there it is.
Or maybe it's that one, yeah.
Yeah, 2.
2.
Yeah. Okay. So, for those of you who maybe just be joining us, we're kind of exploring a dungeon today. The game's out now, and we have an opportunity to show you parts of the game which we wouldn't have shown pre-launch, just because of spoilers, and we want to leave a lot of surprises for people. So, we are exploring this place called the Still Ruins, which is in the Western Approach, and driving Varric at the moment. But my main character is a human mage.
Yep.
9 enchanter specialization. So we're just exploring through here, looking at different schematics as well. I haven't found a tier 3 Mastercraft schematic yet, I don't think, but
Yeah, those I think you need to be higher level. They'll come later in the game.
okay. And this dungeon, the Still Ruins, is basically kind of like a research lab, which the Tevinter were experimenting with the Fade, and they had this sort of that's cool.
Yeah.
So Mastercraft items, so 3 of them as well.
Yeah, your own must have snuck that in.
Good work, your own.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I went to your own. After playing this particular character all weekend, I was trying to find particular items, and I got to say it's really handy when you can just walk up to the guy who did all the itemization in the game and just go, "So, dude, where do I find an item like this?" It definitely helps. What's pinging me?
I think there's a mosaic piece somewhere around there. It might be it might not stand out super well against the sand. Try walking. There it is.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, so there's mosaic pieces as well. Just a small kind of collection thing. There's tons of them in the game, and you can take them back to Skyhold to a dwarf there, and he can help you work out what's going on. Okay. So yeah, this dungeon, as I mentioned, they were experimenting with the Fade, and then they had this sort of backup plan, which is to freeze time if things went to shit, which it clearly did. There's all these frozen demons battling Tevinter.
It's basically a snapshot from thousands of years ago when Devinter was at its height.
Yeah, and you know, the roofs caving in and stuff like that. And that's the cool thing with the Devinter. You know, there's so much history and ruins that you can explore and discover in the game.
Texts describe a chamber. This must be it.
And we found some Venatori in here as well, who are kind of like. Oops, talking to my character. Yeah.
There's a few people think that you with that camera.
I'm having a lot of fun. You know, I've read some stuff about like Knight Enchanters, Soloing Dragons, and stuff like that. I haven't done any of that, but I can certainly imagine you could. It's a pretty cool class.
You've stolen the dragon.
No,
Knight Enchanter.
I haven't. But I know some people have.
Oh, that's what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. Because the barrier builds up on hits, right? And you know.
That's amazing. You gotta love our fans, eh? They always find these ways to do these things.
Yeah. Oh. And I'll probably die after people going, it's so OP. And that'll just reinforce how shit I am. Die, man. Okay. What do we got here? So now I need to pick up these stones, right? Like, they're going to help me get through the door.
There's another one back there. Yeah, that's
oh, yeah,
Canis's drop.
Yeah.
He was carrying the stone for a reason. The markings on it. I've heard of keystones that bear the same.
Keep searching. There may be more.
And the other reason why I'm here is I'm looking for a manuscript to help me lure out a high dragon in the Western Approach.
That's right, yeah. You know, interesting little anecdote. The boss you just killed, our mini-boss,
yeah.
His name was Lucanus, and years ago,
Come on, just answer the question, Barry.
My mother didn't raise any morons, Sparkler. I won't touch that one.
You must have an opinion. And you're a dwarf, completely unbiased.
Yeah.
But anyway, so it was nice to finally get that name in here. It was like a cool little throwback. Well,
there's no way I'm answering which Inquisition mage is the best dressed.
Oh, yeah.
Not for all the golden Orzammar.
That's the manuscript. So
yep.
Now there's Malphite. So you can use these this Malphite to find hidden runes, which I believe are kind of like recipes for some of the enchantment runes, right?
Yeah.
For your weapons and armor. So
yeah, exactly.
if I can find that, then that would be cool.
I can tell you where it is too, or I can just let you try and find it and enjoy you not finding it.
Okay, let's go with the second option.
Yeah.
Okay, this is badass. Frozen in time, this poor guy. I love it.
Yeah. That one was tricky, like we had to find a spot where it stood out that it was falling, where it didn't blend into the shadow or anything, and we finally ended up in that spot. I think it worked well, but we tried probably 5 or 6 different spots first.
It's amazing. I mean, going through the dev on all of this, it's amazing how much iteration goes on into these dungeons and every part of the game, really.
Yeah.
There's so many reviews of the different dungeons that we were creating, and you would have got feedback and incorporate it,
exactly,
and then come back and do some more. So. Okay, so I've got all of those, which is cool. There's all these research notes. I mean, that's another cool thing if you're into reading all this different lore and backstory and stuff, because people put a lot of time into creating these interesting scenarios and worlds and backstories. So
yeah, there's a lot of discussion just sitting with the artists, with the writers, the producers, and just planning everything out, every detail, trying to make sure everything fits.
Yep.
I love that effect.
It is really cool, right? There's a bigger version of that door in Redcliffe Castle, I think.
Yes. I didn't know it was bigger though. It might be.
Oh,
I've never seen them side by side, right? So
oh yeah.
that's actually what I just beat the other day was the Redcliffe Castle. That's really good too.
Yeah.
Get rid of that payback strike. I don't think you have anybody in your party that uses that, or Mighty Blow. Yeah.
I'm a bit of a hoarder, I've got to say.
Oh man, this is my third playthrough of the game now, and it took me till halfway through my second playthrough to stop hoarding.
Yeah.
There's that perk too, right? That'll allow you to carry more stuff. Have you gotten that, or?
I haven't got that. Yeah, that's an Inquisition perk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's in the. Yeah, it's in the Inquisition tree.
Yeah. Okay, mage on that. There you go.
Oh, you found it.
Yeah. That one's really obvious. There's some that are so hard to find. I was looking at. There's one in Storm Coast in the waterfalls.
Okay.
At the end of the river.
I haven't found it.
And there's this massive cave there. It's a gorgeous looking cave. It's really quite large, and trying to find the rune in there, I just can't bloody find it.
So before you take this staff,
Okay.
you can tell that there's something kind of ominous about it, right?
Yeah, it's badass. It's bleeding blood everywhere into the air, which is cool. Okay. So when you say ominous, do you mean the stuff itself? Or...
something might happen if you take it.
Alright, I'm taking it. Ow.
I think blood's flowing again.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
Come on, Varric, man up. Right. Look.
Varric's great. I mean, when I played through Dragon Age 2, the Hawk that I played just did not get along with Varric. And to play now a new character who can get along with Varric,
Yeah.
it's just really great to have that kind of
Difference, yeah.
see both sides of Varric.
Yeah, I'm enjoying Varric a lot this time, actually. Okay, that's pretty cool stuff. Who doesn't want a staff that's topped with a skull, really?
I know. It looks great.
Right.
Remember, you still have those chests to loot as well, eh?
Yep. I'm gonna grab it all? Yep. Okay. Do like, yeah, I was just thinking that Dorian's horror spell is pretty cool. So, any other questions from the forums, Connell? Or are you not paying attention? Come on, Connell. Connell's back there. He's looking at the chat, so maybe he'll find us a question. Okay, yeah, that stuff's really cool. I like this.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of strange when you develop these levels and you know what the rewards are.
Yeah.
Now I tend to just go, I beeline straight for this area.
Yeah.
Go right for it, just get that staff, and then go and play the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Hurry, before this gets worse.
Worse than this?
Yeah, Bull really doesn't like demons. God, I hate these bloody things. Die in a fire. By mine.
Yeah, fire's great against it.
Yeah. Oh, closing rifts.
The second wave should be a little bit easier.
So you balanced this as well, did you? For the most part, like.
Yeah, I mean, there's something I'm not super happy about the way it turned out.
Oh yeah.
To be honest, and it's that we used the despair demons, right? And they're ice resistant.
Yeah.
And the staff that you just got is an ice staff.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
That it came together pretty late, and I wish I'd caught that, but it's the way it is.
Yeah.
Players will have to be a little creative.
Yep. It's alright, it's going to be very useful when I take on that dragon.
Yeah, for the rest of the game, it should be pretty good until you outlevel it.
Yeah.
So we're having audio issues. We're gonna have to go offline. It's done quick. So just let people know that we're just gonna reboot the stream.
Okay, so apparently we're having audio issues, and we've been told that we have to go offline for a few minutes to fix the stream. So we'll be back really shortly, guys. Please come back and join us. Okay, apparently we are back, so hopefully you guys hung around. For those of you who are just joining us perhaps, we are sort of exploring some of the dungeons and hidden areas of the game that we didn't show you anyone before launch, and we just finished this dungeon here, and I got a cool staff called Tempest. This is the Still Ruins in Western Approach. And I think what we'll do now is I might load up another save, if I can remember which one it is, and we might go and check out another one. And I've got it on my phone. This is how organised I am. Sorry, I was playing it over the weekend.
40 hours in, eh?
Yeah. Alright, this one.
Go to Crestwood.
Crestwood, exactly. So Crestwood is in Ferelden, whereas Western Approach is in Orlais.
Yep.
So there's the two exploration areas which you can go and explore after you get out of the hinterlands, or really at any time, I guess, if you've progressed far enough in the plot. Both of these areas, I think, are unlocked after you've done either recruited the mages or the Templar.
After you get Skyhold, actually.
Oh, okay, cool. And yeah, so we're just gonna check out Crestwood a little bit. Again, I've played a little bit in this area, so I've came in there. I held off the undead that were attacking Crestwood Village. Captured the keep in there. Went in, opened up the
it looks like
the gates, and
dam.
Exactly. So this whole area was underwater when I first got here, and now I've drained the lake out and exposed old Crestwood.
Yeah, I love this area.
I can
say
gorgeous.
that about pretty much the whole game.
Yeah,
it's so great because you got so many different varying environments.
Yeah, for sure. And another thing, if you're just joining us, I mentioned earlier on, we're in the final stages of patch number 2. Patch 1 came out on day 1, but patch number 2 has got a whole bunch of fixes and tweaks and things like that. So we're just in the final processes of QAing that, and the team is already working on the next patch. So we'll keep supporting the game, we'll keep improving it. So any feedback you guys have, fling it over to the Dragon Age Twitter account or on the forums and things like that. Okay, so let's go and explore the flooded caves. And this whole area actually is a bit of a side note. Crestwood as an area was one of the first exploration areas we started creating. And we redid this level again and again and again and again. And it looks nothing like it did originally.
Yeah, we were sitting over drinks with the designers and thinking about who hasn't worked on this level. And I think everybody who finished the game worked on this level at some point, including me.
Yep. Yeah, so, it's gone through a lot.
Cameron, where'd you get that sweet staff? People want to know.
That sweet staff.
Oh, man.
The one that I was just using then?
Yeah.
I need to have a look. I can't remember which one it was. Oh, this one. This is the Red Lyrium staff that you got through that little mini game on DragonAge.com. You had to kind of like watch these videos, and then embedded in the videos was kind of like these little hints and stuff like that. And so you go through and you watch like 4 or 5 videos and capture these little hints, and then it gets entitled to your account. So when you log in, you can download it and grab it.
Come on, let's find that fate rift.
It's humming below us.
But yeah, it's pretty cool looking.
Wanting, wandering, looking back at what's looking.
How reassuring.
So this cave is underneath, or was underneath a lake.
Yeah.
But I drained the lake. There's a massive rift again underneath the lake further out, the part that still hasn't been drained yet. So our goal is really to try and close that rift to bring some stability to Crestwood.
Yeah, this rift is causing the undead to attack Crestwood, right?
Yeah. And who have I got with me? I've got Vivian, Cole, and Blackwall. Cole is such a freak. I love having him with me. He's really funny.
Yeah. On my playthrough, actually, I gave him a bow.
Oh yeah.
Just because I needed an archer really bad, and
yeah.
And I love Cole, so give Cole a bow, and for those players who want archers, it's a great way to have a new archer.
Yeah. Stuff. Okay. Just. Oops. I think Raylene designed this level, right?
She did, yeah. She finished it out. I had done the first implementation of it, and then she did it, and she did a really good job. I mean, I don't want to say it's barely recognizable, but
yeah,
she's really finished. When I left it, there was a lot of unfinished stuff. I remember right where you are right now, there used to be a half zombie that was crawling towards you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember those. Actually, they were really cool because you could just like wail away at them and destroy them. But yeah, they didn't pose much of a challenge.
No, they weren't very fun in the end. So
yeah, it's a gorgeous level. This is, in fact, because Crestwood and this particular cave or dungeon was some of the first areas that we were making. There was a lot of the early screenshots came from this dungeon.
Yeah.
So you might recognize a few locations. Oops. God. For me.
Yeah.
I'll just sit here and loot.
Yeah.
Get the spoils.
You're the Inquisitor, right?
That's right.
Oh, what's back there?
More loot.
Bodies. Were people living down here when old Crestwood flooded?
Yes. A wall of washing over, lungs tight bursting, and then suddenly.
So, Francois, whenever you're dungeons like this, what's kind of the approach you guys take?
It kind of changes from dungeon to dungeon. So let's take this one for example. This one we had a theme beforehand going in, so we knew kind of what the backstory was. So from that point, I could just kind of, I'll start with like a paper graph, and I'll draw some beats, and I'll say, okay, it has to be. We have to first. You need to find the dungeon. So that was handled on the outside, so draining the lake and all that. Then on the inside, there needs to be a fade rift, and then everything in between. Then that's where we get to be creative. So at that point, I would sit down with an artist, and we'll just see how interesting we can make it between point A and point B.
Yep.
And
what about small things like this, like little? I mean, you mentioned it earlier. You know, like putting in little reward spots for exploring and getting off the main sort of path.
Yeah.
Of the dungeon, which is really neat.
Spots like this, typically what'll happen is we'll play the level ourselves since we have we call it the crit path of the level through. And then we'll just kind of we'll feel it out, right? We'll think, okay, right here would be nice to have some exploration, or if there was another path that went off, or it'd be nice if I was rewarded for finding this area. And the QA guys, the testers, they've been invaluable for that too.
Yeah.
So they'll send us a bug and just say, hey, I got to this spot and it was really cool, but there was nothing here. Oh, okay. We'll add some stuff there.
Yeah.
I don't know specifically the thought process behind that room though, because that was Raylene's idea. And like you said, she did a fantastic job with this.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But that's typically what happens to me anyways. Or even anybody, like if you came to me and said, hey, this spot would be great. All right, let's put it in.
Yep. Yeah, there's some other really interesting dungeons in the game. There's I can't remember the name of it. The one it's kind of like abandoned, and the undead start sort of. There's I guess there's some undead in there, but what is it? Something temple.
Oh, the temple of some elven word.
Yeah.
Like Dirthamin, I think.
Yeah. That's really cool.
That is very cool.
Because it's kind of like a bit of a puzzle sort of dungeon.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, because you have to use the Veilfire torches to sort of light different areas, but there's like waterfalls like this, so you can't walk through the waterfall without your torch being extinguished, and it's really neat. We're trying to get through that.
That dungeon was actually our testing ground for the Veilfire torches. It was our first.
That's right, it was too. Yeah. Yeah. This shot was always, this area, this particular room was in so many of the internal screenshots that we were doing as well.
Yeah.
It was just such a gorgeous area.
This room, when I was working on it, I always found it kind of challenging. The reason is because it looks great and it's very big.
Yeah.
And it was hard to make content that really felt like it filled up the space well.
Right.
And to be honest, when I handed it over to Raylene, there was nothing left in this room. Like, I had just deleted it all, and I was just gonna think of it in the future, think what could go here. And then she ended up moving the Fade Rift here, which I think was the best decision possible.
Yeah, because the Fade Rift used to be in a, it's kind of like a little mini room into itself, right? At the end of it, yeah.
So it ended up working great.
And this is one of the only, there might be some more later in the game, but this Fade Rift does 3 waves, right?
I'm trying to think. I think we got one more that does that. Or we have one more. Speak properly English. I can't remember where, but I know I've seen another one somewhere. Oh, it might be during the Red Cliff plot, actually, I think.
Oh, yeah, in, yeah, I know, yeah. The throne room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when these the fights used to be almost indefinite, and you just had to sustain and interact on the Fade Rifts.
That's right.
And it was almost impossible, and we were talking that if it was this difficult every time, and we had about 10 of these per level, it would just be the most frustrating thing ever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, we went through so many iterations of the Fade Rifts. You know, going through like how they spawn, what they do, what comes out of them, how you close them. So many iterations. But I think we landed on something that's pretty fun.
Yes.
So
great addition too, I think. Like, just kind of that nice cherry on top of the icing.
Yeah.
Was the when you finish it off, you get that blue loot. You always get an accessory.
Yeah. Yeah, there was one thing I would have loved to have done with them is, and I'm not a designer by any stretch of the imagination, so it's probably a really crap idea, but I wanted to have the Fade Rifts corrupt the wildlife around it. Yeah. So if it's in like the wilderness area and there's like a ram, that if it gets too close to the Fade Rift, then the Fade Rift kind of like corrupts the ram and it comes kind of like a devil ram.
Yeah, and then it would start attacking you.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. And then that's another benefit then of closing down the rifts, because then the wildlife becomes less hostile. And stuff like that, so.
We have a plot that's kind of like that, and I hope it's not too spoilerish, but it's in the hinterlands, so I bet you everybody's already seen it.
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
With the wolves, I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, I've done the one. Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly it.
I love that quest because it takes you to like that corner. It takes you where you find a
and it's a cool area. Yeah,
I know, it's so awesome.
Yeah. Okay, what did I get? I got that one. I think it was that one, right?
Yes, the axe of green edges.
We'll use that. That looks good.
Is that custom armor that was on Blackwall?
I
don't think I found one like that.
No, I think this was. I found it somewhere. I can't remember where I found it though.
Very cool. Yeah, it's a purple.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Okay, so we've closed the Fade Rift. Now I need to get the hell out of here. And there's a whole backstory behind this Crestwood and the flooded caves.
There is, yeah.
I won't spoil it for you people, but
it's a good thing you said that because I was about to jump into it.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. But it's really neat. Like, you know, when the writers and the designers sort of come up with these different ideas, you know, hearing about that one was really cool. So, who needs
Don't need
ladders?
Yeah.
You got Blackwall, the man.
Oh, is that a mosaic piece right behind you?
Yes, there we go.
There we
There's
go.
another one. Yeah, those mosaic pieces, for people who weren't with us earlier, they're just like a small collection piece that you can get in the game, and there's a whole bunch of them in every level, and you can take them back to Skyhold and pass them off to a dwarf.
Yeah, and they make like a collection on the wall.
Which is really neat. That sort of reactivity is really nice. Okay, now I do need a ladder to get back up. Blackwall is not that epic.
There was a time too where when you went down in this chamber, we were saying that it was poison filled.
Oh, really?
If you went down because like the poison had settled, you would start taking poison damage. But that's me thinking it'll be great design and everybody playing it and saying, this sucks.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. And there was... It's really cool. It's really good fun actually going back over these areas and thinking about the changes, because I remember there was like a key or something behind this dwarven statue at one point, or around this area.
You had to search for it, and when you found it, a rage demon appeared.
Yeah.
I feel a draft. There must be a way out nearby.
Because I'm a mage and I'm wearing a dress. I feel a draft. It's Monday, man. Come on.
Yep.
Okay, let's go exploring. What have we got? Okay, I'll loot these for Mark, because Mark's probably watching and he gets mad at me when I don't loot things.
Oh, well, not to mention Paragon's Luster is pretty good material for crafting.
Yeah. Okay, this shot here. What was it? This one?
Yes, it was. And then we had the corpses would come out of the ground.
Yep. And there was a pride demon at the end of it.
Yeah, we did have that for a while too.
Yeah. Okay, nugs. I'm getting such a bad reputation for killing every nug I see, and now I feel guilty, but if I don't kill them, people will...
Is there really a nug nest down here? That's amazing.
Alright, I'll just kill one.
No. Once you start, your party followers are going to kill the rest, aren't they?
Well, it'll give something for the nugs to eat. They'll... Okay.
They must be eating the moss already or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to counter this nug killing frenzy you're going on here.
Okay. Alright. Try and get out.
You know, I was playing this the other night, and my wife and I were sitting there, and I was playing a warrior, right? And he has a grappling hook.
Yeah.
So I grapple hooked a Fennec, pulled it to me, kicked it, it died. And of course, the Inquisitor just yells out, "Die!"
Yeah.
And she just started laughing. She was like, "What kind of game is this?"
Yeah.
Like, game where we have extreme prejudice against tiny animals.
That's right. It would be great, I've got to say, and I'm sorry, Peter, for all this stuff, but like, if you did that chain shot and when you kicked it, if you kicked a small creature, it would actually go flying.
Oh, man.
Because there's, using that chain shot on big creatures, doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Because they're big and weighty, so using it on small creatures should have a added benefit. Okay, what have we got? Yeah, those of you who don't know, I'm spamming the sort of search mechanic here to highlight things. It's really useful if you're exploring around, particularly in dark areas. Just try and find everything that's sort of interactable, so all the loot.
Yeah, when they put in that object highlight, I never imagined it would have been that useful.
Yeah.
I use it all the time.
Yep. More loot. So these are the Canary-specific headgear, these ones.
Yeah, it's like face painting.
Yep.
I actually remember the first time I used one of those guitars. I'm not sure exactly how it's pronounced, but I put one on my Inquisitor, which is first one I'd done was a female Canary.
Yep.
And I was looking for a helmet, and I was like, "There's no helmet," so I logged a bug about it.
Oh yeah.
I felt like, I felt great when I found out that I actually put face paint on it. I should have noticed that.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh yeah, so the trick for these guys is as soon as you get into the melee range, he's gonna teleport away.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta try and fight him from range.
Lucky I'm a mage.
Then again, being in melee range will disrupt them and you can't attack while he's doing that, right? So
Yeah.
decisions, tactical decisions.
Yeah, so for those of you curious, I'm playing a 9 enchanter mage. I really enjoy. A lot of fun. It's cool because you can, you know, be ranged and melee, right? So it depends on how you play it. Like, you can totally, you know, be overpowered if you want. You know, some people have mentioned, you know, being able to kill solo dragons with it, with the right build and the right equipment. I think the same is probably true for most classes, actually, if you build them, you know, really well. But that's all part of the sort of min-maxing and sort of customization, crafting mechanics in the game.
Yeah.
But I kind of like the Knight of Hand because fundamentally I like mages, being a range sort of damage there or support, depending on how you build it.
Yeah.
But I like being able to jump in away and hit things with a big spirit sword.
Well, it makes it more versatile, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think the first thing I'll do when I get back to work is I'll check all these online builds that the community are posting.
Yeah.
And I'll try building one of those. I want to do a Nightmare playthrough.
Yes, yeah, so do I. Not on the first one. I want to actually like get through the story, you know, all of it, and actually experience it. Because, you know, when you're making the game, you see everything, but you see it in so many different stages.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get the final thing, final complete sort of experience. Royal Elf Root.
Yeah,
I haven't found a use for it yet. I'm sure we can use it somewhere.
For upgrades.
Okay.
Some potions need them.
Oh, that's right, because we upgrade our potions, strength, and stuff like that. So,
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, the crazy thing is I was watching some players on Twitch, and some of them started on Nightmare.
Oh, yeah?
Finished the game.
Wow. Already?
Yeah, well, yes.
Okay.
Wow. Sounds like they're having a blast.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just couldn't believe it. It's their first time playing it. They put it straight on Nightmare.
Yep.
I think the first one I saw doing that was Co Carnage. I don't know if we're allowed to
Yeah.
mention names. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
totally, yeah.
But yeah, I watched him play, and he started a second playthrough on Nightmare again
Yeah.
as a rogue, because his fans told him that the rogue was more difficult than as a mage.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what? I'm playing it on hard, and I'm finding this game is already pretty tough.
Yeah. So now that we've come out, we've sort of done the flooded caves. So in the area, I came in, held off the undead at the town, and then captured the keep that's in this area and put my Inquisition in there, and then drained the lake. Not that lake. That's a little lake. I drained the big lake, which then uncovered old Crestwood, which had been flooded when this dam was built. So I drained the dam and then went underneath that, went into the flooded caves, that dungeon we were just in, closed the Fade Rift in there. So then you come out and the whole Crestwood area is now changed. It's now daytime. In fact, you can see there'd be the Frostback Mountains, where Skyhold is somewhere in there.
It really changes the whole level. It feels so different, and all it is a lighting change. And
yeah, and the weather's turned off. You know, the rain's.
That's right. Yes, it was storming before.
Exactly. So, you know, and that level of change on a level is really cool to have. You know, it's really exciting to be part of. You know, making games like this where you can drain a whole lake, right, and get access to a whole new area, which is really neat. So this is the old Crestwood, and I got a quest earlier on actually when I was just making the save from this spirit down here. I might go back and tell her that I've killed the rage demon.
Oh yeah, you know, when I played this a couple weeks ago and I saw these spirits, I was a little bit jealous. I was like, that's such a good idea. I wish I had thought of it.
Yeah.
Why haven't you gone back to the Fade?
I will not be denied. I refuse to leave until something obeys my orders.
I should leave.
Off with you then.
She's so demanding.
Yes.
Alright, there you go.
The rage demon in the caves is dead, as you commanded.
I had no doubts. Now that my sovereignty has been respected, I can depart.
What the hell?
This area is kind of cool. I don't know if it was intentional or not. But for anybody who's played Jade Empire, there was a whole flooded area that you then released, and there were all the spirits at the bottom of that area, and this is kind of reminds me of that. So I don't know if it was an intentional throwback or what.
I did play, but I don't remember that. It's been years though since I played it.
Oh, I know.
But that's cool. It probably was intentional. Who knows? Cool. All right. Well, I think that's probably about it for today. Thanks so much. Oh, hang on. Someone asked about Bard songs and if they will be available ever. Available ever? What do you mean available ever? Like available for download or?
Yeah, they're wondering where they can maybe be able to hear more of the Bard songs, because a lot of people are big fans of that.
Yeah, they turned out great.
They really did turn out fantastic, those Bard songs. And you can collect all these different songs throughout the world in the game, and then when you go back to Skyhold, you'll hear them, the Bards singing those songs. I have no idea whether we'll ever release them. We'll have to ask around a little bit and find out. So. Okay, so how about, I want to do another one of these streams sometime soon, a stream which is really about sort of finding those hidden locations in the world and whether it be dungeons or little caves or like secret areas that you found, maybe an area with massive amounts of cheese wheels, I have no idea. But if you guys want to post or tweet to Dragon Age, the Dragon Age account with like screenshots of these areas, we'll take a look at those and we'll pick a couple of favorite ones, and then maybe next time we do this Twitch stream on this particular topic, we'll go and explore those, and we'll give a bit of a call out to whoever sent those screenshots in, and there's a dead guy.
Yeah, we could do a cheese wheel stream. I think every single level's got a cheese wheel in it somewhere.
I've no doubt at all. All right, thanks very much, everyone. And again, just final update on the patch stuff. We're working on the patch right now. It's in the process of being the sort of final QA. It's a patch for all the platforms, and the team's also working on the third patch as well. So we'll keep supporting. Any feedback you guys have, any glitches, problems, just let us know, and we'll do our best to get through as many of those as we can. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you sometime soon.
Yeah. Take care, guys. Enjoy Dragon Age.
See ya.